All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the World of Wrestling podcast. And here today we're going to discuss about WWE Raw, December 22nd, 2025 review. Show sucked ass. Wrestling psychology out the fucking window. There was two matches that had no wrestling psychology, made no logical sense whatsoever, and was absolutely fucking stupid. Austin Theory went ahead and he kickstarted the show by the entryway into the building. Paul Heyman's walking in with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. They look off screen and Heyman tells Breaker and Reed he'll handle it, and they walk off. And Heyman approaches Austin Theory. Heyman asks what he's doing, and Theory says he wanted people to feel his actions before they saw his face. Theory says he's made some bad decisions, got comfortable, and got injured. Then he saw the vision. They didn't wait for anything. They just took it. Now Theory takes. Theory wants to take the opportunity to help the vision tonight. Heyman shrugs and says, interesting. Very interesting. Heyman walks off. Michael Cole and Corey Graves welcomes the audience to the show. And we kickstart the show with a match with Rhea Ripley and Asuka. Io Sky was told by Rhea Ripley to stay backstage so that she doesn't have to worry about possibly getting hurt because she's not 100%. She's got a back problem issue at this point. She had some sort of tape on her back to give her some kind of support. And the match with Asuka and Rhea Ripley, it was a good match, work rate wise, but psychology wise, God, this was fucking stupid. Like, I just don't get this shit. You got the referee with Asuka. Asuka's grabbing the referee by the arm, holding him back from doing his job. You'd think this match would have been an instant disqualification because she's grabbing the referee. You're not really supposed to grab the referee. You're not supposed to be doing anything to the referee. The referee is just there to call the match down the middle, either by pinfall or submission. That is it. Make sure no one else is interfering in the match to cause a disadvantage to one of the participants in the match. That's it. But she's grabbing his arm. The referee is distracted by Asuka grabbing her arm at random. She gets attacked by Kairi Sane, I believe, and then Kairi Sane also goes ahead and takes off the middle turnbuckle, I believe it was. And the referee's being distracted by all this. Why that's happening, I don't know. I don't understand the logic there. Not to mention, why didn't they have Asuka do something else, like getting mad at the referee, something of that kind of nature to distract the referee, and they get into some verbal altercation with each other to make it more believable. Her grabbing his arm should have been an instant disqualification. But none of that actually happened. So that's one aspect of this match that was absolutely fucking insane. Rhea Ripley had a little bit of bleeding going on with her nose. Hopefully she didn't break her nose again. And then Rhea Ripley comes down to save the day, trying to even out the odds. Terrific. She's evening out the odds. She's helping her out, Rhea Ripley, and trying to get things on her side to make it more of a opportunity for her to actually win, which is what a tag team partner or friend should do. But after she evens out the odds, Io Sky playing a fucking idiot in this role here in this match, which I don't know why the producers creative would put her in this situation and look like a fucking doofus, but they did. She climbs on the apron, distracts the referee, causing him not to be able to call the match, getting all involved with her. Kairi Sane comes from behind, trips her up, she lands on her back, she falls to the floor, and Rhea Ripley's concerned about her friend. Makes logical sense there, but still at the same time, you're in the middle of a match. You could lose. You pay attention to what's going on in the ring, not worrying about what your best friend just did, which was absolutely fucking stupid. You worry about what's going on in the ring with your opponent. She turned her back from the match. Asuka got the roll-up and the W and the win. Utter fucking ridiculous. The match was decent, but the wrestling psychology in this match was horrendous. Absolutely fucking terrible. I can't believe this was actually produced. This was shit. Anyway, after the match was over, Ripley checks on Sky, who is in a lot of pain. And then we go to the Vision's locker room. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed are telling Paul Heyman they're not sure about Austin Theory. Heyman asks Reed where he was 18 months ago. Now is main eventing in Australia, beating Roman Reigns. No, he was not in the main event in Australia at Crown Jewel, beating Roman Reigns. Sorry to break it to you. That was not the main event. As for Breaker, he wasn't in the title picture a year ago. Now he's main eventing Netflix anniversary show, going for the title against CM Punk. Someone had a vision for them, and Heyman is selective. He has a vision for Austin Theory. Tonight it's Bronson Reed and Austin Theory against CM Punk and Mysterio. Either Theory carries out their vision, or they'll make sure Theory's ass is carried out of WWE. So pretty much, you either got to be successful or they're going to kill you. Not much of a business or friendly relationship there. People make mistakes. People happen to lose from time to time. They're not going to be perfect. And to go ahead and threaten one's life because of that, I think is a little absurd and nuts. But hey, Austin Theory wants to be a part of this psycho clown show. Well, go ahead. So Heyman walks off. Breaker says Reed doesn't have to do this, but Reed says he's got it. And Breaker says, don't worry, I got your back, one way or the other. So, Women's Intercontinental Champion Maxine Dupree is walking backstage. They promote John Cena's appearance on Cody Rhodes' podcast, which was another joke show. Wouldn't be caught dead watching that shit. We get a video package of last Monday on Raw. The crowd viciously booing Gunther after he defeated John Cena in his final match. Gunther said he'll forever be the man who made John Cena give up and tap out like a bitch. The WWE Unreal Season 2 is coming out on January 20th on Netflix. Don't particularly care for that. Didn't even watch the first season. Don't care to watch the second. The Man, Becky Lynch, heads to the ring. We haven't seen her since Survivor Series. Lynch says this will not be a celebration for Moody Maxine. That she is not a legitimate Intercontinental Champion. The referee was corrupt. Lynch is the real IC Champion. Lynch knows the people are upset about the corruption. Well, they're technically not. If Petty Pierce won't fix this, she has people who will. I wonder who that could be. She'll talk to her friends at Netflix. She's got friends in Netflix. The biggest of the big wigs. They told Lynch to go to the miserable Michigan. The crowd chants, "You suck." Lynch says they're talking to Dupree. And Lynch is in Grand Rapids and hasn't seen a single rapid. She was told to take matters into her own hands, and Lynch will do that. She's the greatest female wrestler of all time. That's not just her saying it. Yes, we know. Sports Illustrated says that. But then again, Sports Illustrated will also give credit to fucking TK's AEW company, when TNA has also been producing really great content. They have delivered some decent matches, credible matches that are match of the year candidates, but instead they give it to AEW show. Mostly all the awards went to AEW through Sports Illustrated. So apparently Becky Lynch must have paid Sports Illustrated to say this nonsense that she's the best female wrestler of all time, along with Tony Khan being called the greatest promoter of the year, with most of the awards going to his promotion. Nothing like a little dick glazing on the AEW side of things. Not that either one of these companies were any good. I honestly think that the award should have not went to anybody. Outside of maybe a couple of awards could have gone to TNA and what they did over there. But other than that, AEW and WWE have been absolutely fucking terrible in the year of 2025. I'll give AEW some credit for their pay-per-views. Some of their pay-per-views this year have been good. Others have been not so much. Not of the level I'm used to seeing. But honestly, neither one of these companies are any good right now. They've both been real fucking dog shit. So, WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion Maxine Dupree heads to the ring, and Dupree says she will admit the Sports Illustrated is right. Lynch is the greatest of all time, and Dupree is a rookie. Let's not forget that this rookie beat the greatest of all time. Was it only once? Twice? Nah, about 3 times. And Dupree knows Lynch wants another shot and can have it anytime, anywhere. Dupree will stop at nothing to beat Lynch and train hard. Oh, God, the training. It's making her superb. I will give her credit. Maxine Dupree didn't do a bad job in this promo with Becky Lynch, but let's face facts. She's having another match with her, she's going to lose. Guaranteed. Dupree tells Lynch to admit it and take it on the chin like the man she says she is. Really? You might want to check below the belt, see if she's got dick and balls. She might have Seth Rollins' dick and balls. Who knows? Anyway, Lynch is complaining about everything under the sun. At the moment, Lynch doesn't look like the greatest of all time. Lynch looks like someone who is afraid her best years are behind her. Ooh, that had a sting. The minute she says that, Lynch punches her right in the face, smashes her face off the canvas, and Lynch holds up the IC Championship. Oh my! She's holding up the IC Championship, guys, like we've never seen this shit before. And talks trash to Dupree, and Lynch goes to leave the ring with the title, but she stops and gets back in the ring to beat on Dupree some more, and Dupree fights back and applies an ankle lock. Oh my God, she must be learning from Kurt Angle. But then again, Natalia's been really the one doing the training for her. Lynch screams in pain and tries to twist out, but Dupree grapevines the leg, and Lynch is forced to tap out. Dupree lets go, and Lynch hobbles away. Dupree holds the title up in the air. Oh, good. She's going to lose that match, I guarantee. Last Monday on Raw, this is a replay. Nikki Bella attacked Stephanie Vaquer during a Women's World Championship match against Raquel Rodriguez. So Adam Pearce is backstage speaking with Javon Evans, and wants to discuss his future later. Evans is excited and walks off. He's also a free agent at this point from the NXT, so he's kind of gravitating between Raw and SmackDown. He's probably going to have some impromptu or enhancement matches to give people an idea of what he can do in the ring, and then they're pretty much going to decide where they're going to put him. I'd say going to SmackDown would be the better choice. They need some talent on that roster. That roster is fucking dead beyond recognition. Mid-card shit. The main event division is shit. That fucking roster needs people on there, and with it being 3 hours coming in about 2 weeks, they definitely need more stars. So NXT is going to be flooded into the SmackDown roster more than likely, because it's going to need a lot of talent on there. Because this SmackDown roster right now is fucking dog shit. One of the worst shows on the fucking entire week. Absolutely terrible. SmackDown last week. If you didn't check my review, check it out on the channel. It was a fucking shit show. Absolute boredom beyond recognition. So anyway, Women's World Champion Stephanie Vacour walks in and wants to settle things with Nikki Bella and Raquel Rodriguez. Next week on Raw, Vacour will defend her title against Nikki Bella and Raquel Rodriguez. Please give the fucking title to Raquel Rodriguez. For the love of God. The woman deserves it. She did great work in fucking NXT. She hasn't done shit in the WWE main roster. In the last couple of months, she's been doing some pretty good stuff. She's had some good tag team matches with Roxanne Perez. She's been winning matches. She hasn't been losing so much. I think she's won a lot more than what she's lost. Based on win and loss record, she deserves to be the Women's World Champion. They're not going to lose anything by shifting the title over to her. I mean, Stephanie Vacour creatively is not burning down the fucking the world with what she's doing. She's as fucking cold as cold can get. She's as cold as fucking ice right now. And I'm not going to say Stephanie Vacour is the reason for that. Creatively, they have not done anything interesting with this woman. I knew from the moment they gave her that title, if they did not do something with her, with the lack of knowing who the fuck she is, she was going to fail as a Women's World Champion. I think Laura Valkyria would make a better Women's Champion right now than Stephanie Vacour, because they built her up. They had her face big names like Becky Lynch, Bayley. They teamed her with Bayley and Becky Lynch. She has some history with these two women. What they are doing to Lyra Valkyria blows my fucking mind. Why hasn't Bayley turned heel? Why haven't we seen these two have a great rivalry to determine at the end of all this a number one contender for the Women's World Championship? What the fuck are we doing here? No, instead we got Stephanie Vacour as the Women's World Champion. We could have been building on a story as to Rhea Ripley chasing after the World Championship, trying to get that shot again against Io Sky, and trying to finally end the curse that Rhea Ripley has against Io Sky by beating her in a one-on-one match, which she has yet to do at this point, but is buddying up to her. Why we're doing this, I have no fucking clue. But then again, Io Sky doesn't hold the Women's World Championship, so what the fuck does it matter? I guess teaming them together is a better idea than having them separate while Io Sky doesn't even have the fucking title at this point. So, I guess that's the reasonable way to go. But, to be quite frank, this shit makes no fucking sense. But I hope Raquel Rodriguez wins the Women's World Championship, they're not going to go ahead and lose anything by shifting it over to Raquel Rodriguez. At least people are, have some knowledge and feel of what she is like as a character on this show. Not to mention it could lead into Liv Morgan going after the Women's World title against Raquel Rodriguez, causing friction within the Judgment Day. And let's face facts, the Judgment Day is fucking dead to rights at this point. They are just waiting to be shot in the fucking head out back in the woodshed and be done. There's nothing left of the Judgment Day to tell. They've juiced this story out for a long time, for about 4 years or so. It's time to move on and do other things. Let's just get on with our lives. Anyway. El Grande Americano makes his entrance alongside Rayo Americano and Bravo Americano. Yeah, Rayo Americano gets a match with Javon Evans. We also get a video package before that match even takes place with the Usos back in the tag team division. Last week they beat the New Day. They respect AJ Styles and Dragon Lee as champions, but they're the greatest tag team of all time. You had one match back in the tag team division. And what are you getting next week? A world tag team championship match? Please tell me there's something that's going to come out of this. Like, a breakup between the Usos. Jay turns heel, acts like a fucking crazed lunatic, and fucking turns on Jimmy. And we get Jimmy to have a fucking normal run, a legitimate run, and get some fucking intrigue in him if they're going to go ahead and split these guys up again. I mean, what the fuck are we doing here? They got one match back. They won. Oh, God. That means they get instant tag team title match. That goes to show you how fucking terrible the tag team division in WWE in general is. Not just in the fucking Raw division. The whole fucking thing. The SmackDown tag team champions haven't defended their fucking titles since SummerSlam. Unless they defended on a SmackDown episode I didn't watch. But other than that, I haven't heard anything from them. They keep having these fucking promos between the two of them with the Wyatt Six and the fucking MFTs. Like, who gives a shit? Javon Evans and Rayo Americano. I thought this match was decent. Javon Evans is a spectacular performer. Work rate is out of this world. But we need emphasis on his character. What gimmick does he have? What makes him stand out? What does he do that entertains? Does he have a connection with the audience? To me, he looks like a Kofi Kingston 2.0 as a taller version of Kofi Kingston. That's all I see at this point. Kofi Kingston was a great in-ring performer, but the problem with him was there was no connection. I think Javon Evans is going to be a strong mid-carder. I don't see them pushing him as a main eventer. I really don't. And that's sad because Javon Evans has a ton, and I mean a fucking ton of talent in ring work. Now they just got to develop a character for him. Good luck. That's where their problem lies. They can't fucking develop characters at all. They don't stand out. They don't do shit. They're just good in-ring workers. Good. Can we get some character development as we move along with the wrestling portion of things? My God, if all you got is wrestling, then just have a fucking, have events. Don't have a weekly televised show. Go New Japan Pro Wrestling style. I don't have a problem with wrestling. Just pure wrestling. Nothing major about it. Simplistic stories that get to the point of where we're talking about who earns a shot for a title and whatnot through events. New Japan Pro Wrestling does that. I haven't watched New Japan Pro Wrestling in a long while, too. I kind of miss it, but I can't afford to pay for all that, plus all the subscriptions I got. I mean, I gotta have a life outside of wrestling, too. I mean, I'm just a little overkill with the wrestling at this point. But, I mean, like, they gotta develop some fucking characters, or just get off the fucking air and just have events here and there every couple of weeks. And give us some great action, wrestling-wise. Otherwise, fuck off, because your show is boring as shit. So Kathy Kelly's with the World Tag Team Champions. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Next week they're facing the Usos. Styles says they've beaten a few teams considered to be considered the best. Lee says they'll have a classic and win. Styles says as long as they have the titles, they're better than the best. Yeah, as long as you have the titles. If you lose, you're not better than anything. You're just a tag team. And that's it. So, moving along here, we get to a video package of Braun Breaker. He says he's happy he could get CM Punk to come back from work. Come back to work, actually. Breaker says Punk doesn't care about his wife or anyone in his life. He's a self-centered piece of trash. Oh, wow. Why not say he's a self-centered piece of shit? I mean, you can just bleep it out. But, you know. This is WWE. This is the way people talk as adults. Call them pieces of trash. Breaker will stroke Punk's ego for a second and make this all about him. Which CM Punk will show up on January 5th. The watered down version or the best in the world. We're still going with this fucking storyline about what CM Punk is coming to show up. Does it really fucking matter what CM Punk comes and shows up as? Isn't the main concern, the main focal point here is go in there, beat CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship, and win your first major world title? Isn't that the whole fucking point of all this? Like, why do we care about what version you get? Should only be caring about getting the shot and beating him for the damn title. Because it doesn't matter what version he is. If you lose to him, you lost. That's it. Plain and simple. What the fuck are we talking about here? The watered down version of the best in the world. Who the fuck cares? We're talking about a 40-plus-year-old man who's entering almost into his 50s, and he's holding a world championship. And you're gonna fucking lose, too. Let's get real. The guy's gonna freaking lose. He keeps getting the upper hand on CM Punk each and every fucking week since we've leading into this matchup on January 5th. There's no fucking way he's winning this match. You released the reveal of the Mystery Man, Austin Theory. You had Austin Theory come out as the Mystery Man multiple times, week after Survivor Series, making it to be where you have to reveal the fucking character, or who the hell it is, or it's absolutely redundant and ridiculous. I don't know why they thought revealing the fucking Mystery Man last week was a good idea, or repeatedly having the Mystery Man helping out the Vision, when they could have just helped out the Vision during the fucking January 5th event, and having him do the ultimate deed by helping Braun Breaker win the World Heavyweight Championship. But no, we're not going to go that route. We're going to have him lose the opportunity to win the world title on Monday Night Raw on January 5th, and then, and only then, have him win the Royal Rumble so he can face CM Punk again in a rematch at WrestleMania. Why? What the fuck are we doing? It's fucking predictable as shit. Oh, he has to have the big moment. He wins the Royal Rumble, he's got to go to WrestleMania and win the title, not defend it. Like, Who the fuck cares? Let Braun Breaker face LA Knight at WrestleMania for the world title on night 1. You don't think people would clamor for that fucking match? Not to mention it'd be a fucking change of pace, for God's sakes. I'm not even talking about LA Knight winning the fucking world title. I'm just talking about him competing in a main event spot on night 1 of WrestleMania. Though I don't call WrestleMania night 1 as the main event. But at least it'll be the last match on Saturday night for us to see. And LA Knight will be in a world title picture and at least have a Royal Rumble win under his belt. And then he could chase after the title later on in the year and try to win the World Championship from fucking Braun Breaker. At least you could go that fucking route. No, we're not going to do that because LA Knight ain't getting pushed. Not one fucking moment is he getting an opportunity to be anything more than what he's been. A fucking jobber. To the main eventers. Mid-card, he's successful. He can win. He can win mid-card championships like an IC championship, a US title. But the world title, no. Can't do that. Why? Because of political bullshit. This is the problem with WWE, folks. This is really the problem with wrestling. Too much political bullshit. If I owned a company, if I owned a wrestling company, I wouldn't give a shit if I liked you or I didn't like you. If the fans are reacting to you in a positive manner or even a negative manner when I'm trying to pose you as a heel, then guess what? You're getting a fucking push. You're not going to sit there and constantly lose just because booking did not get you over, but you did. That would be my whole emphasis. I don't know what the fuck the deal is with these wrestling companies. Oh, you don't get a push if you genuinely get a crowd reaction from the fans. It has to come from my creative decision making. What? What does it fucking matter? Whether I do it myself or you do it. Isn't the whole fucking point of a wrestler is to sell the audience on what you're doing in the ring? The answer is yes. So, if that's the case, why isn't it your responsibility to get yourself over with the audience as well? Not the fucking creative. Well, creative, yeah, they can stunt your ability to get a crowd reaction, but if you're genuinely just getting over because of you, who you are, and the people like you, as a booker, as a owner of a company, why the fuck wouldn't you push them to the fucking moon? That shit makes absolutely no sense to me. To me, it's just political bullshit and people don't like it. This thing with Gunther is absolutely fucking retarded. Later on in the show, which we'll get eventually to, it's probably in a few segments, he comes out and he says, I made John Cena tap out like a bitch. He did this 2 weeks in a row. And left after CM Punk got in the middle of the ring and had a stare down with him. Dear God, help us all. If Gunther ends up winning the World Championship at the Royal Rumble, God help us. This is going to be like watching fucking a worse reenactment of Triple H I've ever seen in my fucking life. I don't know, man. This is just absolutely fucking stupid. I would rather see Braun Breaker win the World Championship over fucking Gunther. I really would. I don't know. I honestly think the best thing to do is have Gunther win the Royal Rumble or the Elimination Chamber, whichever you prefer, and have him face Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship on SmackDown. Because SmackDown definitely needs some stars. They want stars. Move them over there. We all know Cody ain't losing a fucking title to Drew McIntyre. As much as I would love to see Drew McIntyre win that world title, he ain't getting it. And why? I have no fucking idea. But I know what they're going with. They're going Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and if they want to bring back The Rock for Cody to turn heel on Roman Reigns and Rock screwing Roman at a WrestleMania, I'm okay with that. That is fine. That builds towards their WrestleMania match next year in Saudi Arabia. Saudis, you can have that match. Enjoy it in the middle of the fucking nighttime for you guys. The afternoon, we'll get to watch this match in the middle of the fucking afternoon. Get it over and done with and say, sayonara, fuckers, for the night. The show will be over before it's fucking 9 o'clock, probably. But whatever. Anyway, moving on with this promo at Braun Breaker. The result is the same. He's the dog you can't outrun. Breaker is he's only here to make money. He hopes Punk saved his money and cashed his checks. When the match is over, Breaker is the champion. Punk won't be worth $1 to anyone. Oh, really? Okay. Nikki Bella is not happy with the lack of respect. She actually appears, God help us, at ringside and says the most famous person in the building is here. She's a Hall of Famer and a former world champion. What would Michigan know about champions? They root for the Lions. The Lions wish they were as good as the Philadelphia Eagles or Ohio State Buckeyes. I don't think she said that. I think that was added by the person writing this article. Sorry about that. But, yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles. I think she is a fan, but she's also dating a defensive back. Deshaun, he's actually a young kid. He's 22 years old. She's 42. 20-year difference. So, I mean, he really likes the Cougars, apparently. Not that Nikki Bella looks anything like a 42-year-old, honestly. She looks like she's maintained her looks to, look like a 30-something-year-old. And she don't look like she's got, Botox in her face at all. I mean, the only thing she's got plastic fantastic going on is those tit bags, really. Anyway. So, they are looking at the star of the division. No, they're not. She's the star of the Divas era. Not this era. This era is a women's revolution. And she's back. Last week, she destroyed Raquel Rodriguez's face. No joke. She left a huge fucking swelling on her forehead. She looked like she was in an MMA fight or a boxing match with someone. She looked horrendous. That fucking bump on her head looked terrible. Next week, she'll destroy Stephanie Vacour's reign. God help us if that happens. And Vacour is a big deal in the ring, but Bella is a big deal everywhere. It's about time for the title to be on a major star, Nikki Bella. And Bella then walks off. Next, we have Bayley versus Roxanne Perez. This match was filled with nonsensical shit. It had spots that made no fucking sense. The wrestling psychology was out the fucking window. This was absolutely dumb as shit as well. Just like the opening match with Rhea Ripley and Asuka. Fucking Raquel Rodriguez got in the middle of this match and interrupted the referee for no fucking reason whatsoever. All it caused was a huge distraction, a problem for Roxanne Perez to have a fair shot at winning this match. And they're on the same fucking team, for God's sakes. Would you please tell me where the fuck this shit makes any sense? It don't. Plain and simple. It's fucking pathetic. That's one of the things that happened. I think there was a couple other things that... I don't really take notes when I watch this shit. I just watch it, read the the stuff that occurred on WrestlingView.com and kind of give you the results of the matches and my input on how I felt about the show overall. But nah, the wrestling psychology was out the fucking window here. And we also tap back into the Bayley's crazy, out of her mind, split personality. Lyra Valkyria smacks her right across the fucking face near the end of this match. She goes crazy. She gets a big ass crazy smile on her face like she's the fucking Joker. And she goes crazy mode and goes ahead and wins the match. Oh my god, what the fuck? She's like the fucking guy, Brodus, I think was his name. Or Brutus. Whatever the fuck his name was, where you ring the bell, he turns from being a retard, and then he goes into this monster mode, and he goes, yeah! Doc Gallows used to be that character. And he's going ahead and go, yeah! He has his tongue hanging out. He's all fucking nuts. And then when the bell rings, he goes back to being a stupid ass. Just tongue hanging out and just like, like you don't know what the fuck to do with himself. That was the most dumb fucking character I've ever seen in my life. There was no way that character was even going to be remotely respectable in the mid-card division. Eventually it ended up going nowhere, and it was a fucking fail upon arrival, pretty much. I mean, people found it funny, I did, but I knew that fucking gimmick wasn't going to get him anywhere. That was a fucking joke and a half. But yeah, Bayley wins, and there you go. Anyway, in 2 weeks, the Raw Netflix anniversary special, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley will challenge the Kabuki Warriors for the women's tag team titles. Becky Lynch will go after the women's Intercontinental title against Maxine Dupree, and Braun Breaker will challenge CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. A lot of women's matches on these shows. A lot of them. The men are not being highlighted as much. I think that's something to be concerned with, possibly, because the men's, it just kind of tells me the men's roster has a huge fucking problem. If the women are taking up so much time compared to the men, we got a lot to be concerned about when it comes to the WWE roster. That's pretty fucked up. It should be like an even keel, like half and half. We're not really I feel like we're watching more women's matches than we are men's matches. And I'd like to see an even amount between the two, giving them both the opportunity to shine. Back at the Vision's locker room, Bronson Reed is reluctantly talking to Austin Theory. Reed says Theory is in the big leagues and tells him to follow his lead. And Theory says he'll start the match and Reed can follow his lead instead. He has no interest in being a follower, so he basically is trying to take the initiative to being a leader here. On top of all that, you got a possibility of a theory going on that Austin Theory is in cahoots with Seth Rollins and he's really a mold within the Vision to try to break them apart within. Now, if that's their storyline, kudos to them. Thumbs up. That's actually kind of creative. If they're going with Austin Theory just being part of the group, okay, I could see where that could go. I think there might maybe something positive comes out of that. But honestly, that wrestling attire reminds me too much of Seth Rollins when he was part of the Authority. Way too much. Those pants look too much. And it looks like a fucking WWE 2K creative attire for him. That's a look-alike generic version of Seth Rollins' fucking pants or tights that he used to wear back in the day when he was with the Authority. Fucking unreal. Anyway, at Judgment Day Clubhouse, Roxanne Perez, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez are arguing in front of Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio, who actually got a shoulder injury during that event before or after this this taping. So Dominic Mysterio was shown fine, but that was because this was taken before he got the injury. He is officially injured. For how long he's going to be injured, the reports have not come out yet about that. I might discuss more in detail about that later on this week as a random wrestling talk segment. But anyway, Rodriguez says she was just trying to help, unlike what they did for her last week in her title match. Oh boy, dissension within the Judgment Day. Here we go. Morgan says it's Christmas and they need to get on the same page. Okay, great. Anyway, the ring general comes out. He addresses what's next. Doesn't really say anything outside of he tapped out like a little bitch. Real creative shit right there, Triple H. Your creative geniuses are oozing through the fucking screen as we speak. When we watch. So after the impressive promo by Gunther, we get CM Punk coming out, angrily heads to the ring, has a stare down with Gunther, and Gunther looks unimpressed. Gunther then laughs before leaving the ring. He also does the "You Can't See Me" to CM Punk. And as he goes up the aisleway, he also looks at Rey Mysterio. So apparently we got a list of people that Gunther is going to destroy. Then he also ends the whole segment with himself talking to AJ Styles. Gunther gets serious as he approaches World Tag Team Champion AJ Styles. Styles says Gunther doesn't know when to shut up, and Gunther says, "I guess not." Gunther laughs and walks off. Getting very egotistical. I remember last year, Gunther lost to Cody Rhodes and started questioning himself, who he is and what he is. Then he ends up getting back on a winning streak, and then he loses again to Jey Uso and loses by submission. That's what blows me away. Very fucking mind-boggling how any logic is... There's like no fucking logic here. But let's continue on. Main event, thank God we're almost through this fucking review. Because I've gone on long enough. CM Punk and Rey Mysterio went up against Bronson Reed and Austin Theory. This was not a bad match. Not at all. Austin Theory, I believe, actually was the one that picked up the victory for his team. He hit the curb stomp on Mysterio and then got the W, and they walked away with the victory. So an irate Punk runs in and chases Theory off. Braun Breaker runs in, but Punk cuts him off. Theory runs in and attacks, but Punk clotheslines him over the top rope, and Breaker then crushes Punk with a spear, and that's how the show goes off the air, with him standing over CM Punk, and I believe also holding the World Championship up in the air. So again, Braun Breaker walks away looking strong at the end of a Monday Night Raw episode. If you have any brains in your head, you'll know for a fact that Braun Breaker is not winning this damn title. As much as he should, he's not going to. The thing that would have been in their back pocket would be Austin Theory being revealed as the Masked Man at the Raw episode where he helps him win the world title. And we should have never seen the Mysterious Man until then, from Survivor Series up to January 5th. We should have never seen the Mystery Man appearing anywhere on these Raw episodes leading up to the reveal. We should have never seen that. It should have just been the Survivor Series and then the Monday Night Raw episode. And it's made to look like the Mystery Man is trying to help Braun Breaker be successful in his career. That's the way I would have looked at it if they were doing it like that. They weren't. He was helping Braun Breaker. He helped Logan Paul win a couple of his matches back to back or at least helped him in one attack on Rey Mysterio. I mean, this shit is just garbage. That's all I can really say at this point. It's absolute dog shit. But that's my review, guys. I don't know what you guys thought of the episode. I hope that you have enough brains in your head to realize that this show absolutely sucked ass. I don't care if it's taped, live, or whatever. You put the fucking effort in or just don't show up. That's my attitude. No effort. There was some good matches here and there on the show. But as storytelling-wise, this show sucked. Absolutely fucking horrendous. But anyway, guys, at this time, you know what to do. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. Thank you guys very much for watching. And have a great night, guys. Bye.